Hello and welcome to the ProDota Cup EU by Smashcast TV. I do apologize for the late start and the draft, and since we missed the whole draft, I keep needing to restart my Dota because of terrible optimization by the Dota devs. Seriously, it's started to become a serious issue on my computer, and right now I actually don't know what to do anymore because we have to restart it 4 times already. So I apologize for that. We'll be coming back into the game regardless in no time. It shouldn't be much of an issue once we're in game. The issue really comes within the draft phase, which is for some reason not been touched in a while. Okay, actually. Alright, my name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Sorry for this weird intro. We're here in the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We're watching Regum Qeon and Geek fight it out in a best of 2 before it gets to the playoffs. This is not the playoffs, it's just a match that was postponed, so we'll be watching these. We've already watched some of the matches in the playoffs, so it's not as... It's kind of anticlimactic. These two guys are not really doing that well in their groups either, but whatever, it's worth a watch. Geek Fam still wishes to do well in this game, and of course they have Net as their... They have no stand-ins. They're playing with actually their full team, which is pretty good to know and pretty good to see. In addition to that, we have actually some nice picks here from both Regum Qeon and Geek Fam. Regum Qeon, we bring out the Bristleback with the Shadow Fiend combo, minus armor in an area with the Bristleback to attack you. Then the Clockwork, sorry, to be a very powerful support. You know, with Hookshot, with the Cogs plus Battery Assault power, it's actually kind of hard to deal with the Clockwork. And the Bristleback obviously to hit you constantly while you're in the Cogs, right? Because he's constantly quill spraying. The Cogs will just close both you and your Bristleback buddy in, and anyone around you will die, of course. So it's quite an interesting draft, or quite a good draft by the guys at RRQ. However, I very much love this draft by Geek Fam. They love the Psionics Razor. They actually play that very much so. And in the combination with that, they get a Darkseer with... So Velo and Raji, Earth Spirit, Darkseer, great combo. A Warlock to help your Razor in case his lane wasn't going to go too well. And then finally an Ember Spirit to offer you some magical damage for the team. And why is this Razor so fantastic? Because he's great against the Viscous Ace of Goo from the Bristleback. Either force you to get Aghanims, or if you do go full plus 130 unstable current damage, which is honestly a very valuable ability, as opposed to the 175 cast range, because it becomes a 260 damage spell every time they actually use Viscous Nasal Goo or anything of the sort. First of all, the damage will always come from the in front, because of course the Bristleback has to turn towards you for the Viscous Nasal Goo to exist, or to happen. And secondly, let's not forget that Razor has the extra slow, so Bristleback will constantly be purging himself and slowing himself, which is also horrendous. So it's actually a really good counter to Bristleback. It's also a pretty good counter to the Leech Commander duel, because you start the duel with an extra 260 extra damage, unless she uses Blade Mail, in which case it's counterproductive. And against Crystal Maiden, because if she does use her first bite onto you, she just gets destroyed. She really does. Like, she gets slowed to oblivion, and then it's so easy to chase her. Then the Shadow Fiend, the Bristleback both get hit or get countered completely by the Static Link. And the Legion Commander similarly, if she starts the duel, you just Static Link her. And yeah, granted, once she has Blade Mail, it's going to become much more of a problem. But earlier on, it's just going to take away her damage, and that's really good. Oh, there's already a Smoke and coming in by Raji. Misses the Rolling Boulder. Now the Frostbite onto him. In fact, they could actually kill Raji. RRQ don't want to play here. They're just forcing them out of the lane. But Geek Fam says, we want the rune, we don't want any kills, don't want any problems, just want your gold, boys. As the Spanish said when they conquered Peru. But Sheffer, oh, they're taking the bounty rune for our spin with some great cogs. They didn't think of putting someone that was possibly ranged, so that wouldn't get hit by such an obvious cog play. But whatever. The guys at Geek Fam lose the possible bounty rune, and instead they have to go back to their lanes. Now, before we continue with the game, let me present the teams real quick. My name is DSwordfish, and I'll be your caster for today, and the English cast specifically for this game. And we have Geek Fam vs RQ, a best of 2 between these two teams. Let's see what they are offering us today. On the main side, it's Geek Fam, Teehee playing the Ember Spirit in the mid lane, the Darkseer played by Velo in the off lane, a carry Psionics on the Razor, Earth Spirit in the support position as played by Raji, and finally Net will be playing the Warlock in the second support position. As for RRQ, we have a Bristleback played by Koala in the carry lane. As the off laner, it's the Fireboy with the Legion Commander. Here's the first support, Sheffer with his Clockwork, second support being Aso on the Crystal Maiden, and finally in the mid lane we have Yabiu as the Shadow Fiend. And for now, the Shadow Fiend getting a huge boosted damage, and more importantly, a huge boosted last hits. Thanks to those cogs, it just kind of snowballs crazily from there. If I'm perfectly honest, it's really hard to play against a Shadow Fiend with cogs if you're just an Ember Spirit. But you can get a kill on Sheffer though. They have Searing Chains. There it is. The Searing Chains being dropped. Sheffer will be the first blood as Geek Fam take this initial kill and recover a bit of the farm from Tihi. It was only a 2-hero rotation or a 2-hero kill, meaning that the assist actually gave quite a considerable amount of gold. And of course, you also add the fact that, well, but you didn't get the kill, but your Spirit does get the kill, so he gets an early set of boots. Yep, there it is, the early set of boots, and even a clarity to go with it, because why not? You got some extra gold during this time. Right, this lane is absolutely, it's impossible for the guys at Geek Fam. Tiki is not even really expecting to get much out of this lane. Only last hits occasionally against Yabiyu, but that's pretty much it. Because you are up against a Shadow Fiend that has a better range than you and a lot more damage. So how are you supposed to outlast him? It's not possible. Unless you kill him, and then you take away his souls, and then you start outlasting him. But that's just not going to happen. In fact, the fact that he has 8 and the Shadow Fiend 7 is surprising to me. It's actually very surprising. Right. Let's not forget Static Link can't be purged, so that's an important factor to consider against Legion. And in the top lane, I think Koala is going to die to Raji. They went in with an incursion, the Rolling Boulder plus Boulder Smash and double Iron Shell. However, Bristleback had too many quills, kills the Darkseer as a result, but he ends up being destroyed. So Nyx is trying to dominate this lane best he can, maxing Static Link first. It's the most common thing to max nowadays with Razor. Overwhelming odds. Hit Psionics. No. For now, this bottom lane, looking at it a bit, we can definitely see that the Legion is not meant to even come into lane, but she's doing a pretty good job in the early levels when the Static Link is not as strong. In fact, her high HP and decent armor make it so that she's a prime target for the Static Link. Or, sorry, a prime target to survive the Static Link. Meanwhile, the mid lane is another kill onto Tihi, and in the top lane we see that they're going on to Velo with a surge to get him away from this place. Only if Frostbite's available, he'll make it out alive. Right, so like I was saying, the Static Link is very powerful, of course, but not so much against a Legion who can tank the damage very decently. Her auto attacks are never going to be enough to heal her or deal damage, which is pretty good. It's actually a really nice counter to the Legion Commander with the Razor in the bottom lane. And the Warlock can also harass her with the Shadow Word constantly. Even though she can dispel it, she doesn't have press the attack just yet. And even if she grabs it, she doesn't have enough mana, even with the Arcane Aura, yeah. Oh, he's not going for a single level of Unstable Current early on. If you're in the mid lane, going for a 1-3-1 build is viable, mainly because even though the Plasma Field is one of your strongest spells, 1 level of Unstable Current, it gives you the extra movement speed needed to outrun almost any carry. Well, almost any mid laner, if you play well. Right, that was not the greatest Static Links. Spamming Static Link constantly is not the way to do it. If you can just get, into better positioning and force him out of position with your simple auto attacks, is the best way to play the Razor. Mind you, Psionics is a great Razor, and you should also concentrate much more on denies. When you're up against a hero that you're not going to be able to harass in the lane because you're not in the mid lane, you have to concentrate much more on denies to be able to, get something out of it. Acel's going to go down, by the way, in the top lane. But yeah, you have to concentrate on denies against the Legion Commander because that is, you have a superior attack force. It's super easy to get denies, and honestly, it benefits you much more than trying to out-harass her in lane because it's not going to happen. The Legion Commander, yeah, I guess you should be able to push her out of lane later on, or, if you play pretty well right now, but the 5-boy is staying for quite a long time at a lot of region. Now Psionics is starting to pile on some damage. That's a pretty good Static Link, up to 87, 94, wow, 100 damage already with Static Link level 2. I don't know what the maximum is, 8 times 4, 130. Oh, wait, careful. The 5-boy, one more hit, that's all I need, and he plays with the Vision! Razor, uncertain, gets 2 hits from the tower, but the 5-boy will survive. That lack of Static Link really screwed him over there. Yeah. Anyway, the maximum damage you can steal with 8 times 14 is 112, so he was honestly just barely at the tip, at the top, tippy top of the Static Link damage. That would have been really strong, honestly, for the Razor, because then you could just follow the Legion Commander forever. However, with even though you have the extra movement speed, even though they have the extra movement speed, god damn it, another kill onto Sheffer. Where did he go? Even though you have the extra movement speed from the face boots, you do need the Unstable Current to give you that last bit of boost, especially against an overwhelming odds Legion Commander, and if you do want to really kill it. There's no other chance of you killing it otherwise, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we are currently Smashcast, not Smartass. Hitbox turned to Smart or smash cast. Yeah. Rolling boulders available for Raji, but he won't be able to get it out. The two raises will finish him off. And the 5 boys now going on to net, just harassing him a bit, forcing net out of lane. No, never mind. What am I saying? It's a warlock. He's never going to get forced out of lane. The 5 boys are trying to get some of these last hits, for example, that they subsequently lost. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Overwhelming odds. Good usage of it. Razor can't actually last it with his spells, and that's 2 creeps missed. The last one won't be missed, but that's unfortunate for the Razor. And for now, looking a little bit at the lanes. The last one we haven't looked at is the top lane. Oh, actually, there's a smoke gang from the bottom lane coming in here. Crystal Maiden and Clockwork going to find out that Teehee and Raji, the 2 brothers. In fact, they're going to go from behind the mid lane and not be aware. That's not the greatest of ideas. Onyx is harassing the 5 considerably, but not going to die, or neither of them are going to die. Raji finally returns to lane. He might be the one to be ganked. Sheffer, they discarded the smoke. Double searing chains, gonna catch both of them. No, the flaming guard comes a bit too late, and then they're gonna kill off the 4 Ember Spirit with a couple of hits. Honestly, that was quite quick. The searing chains came way too late. He wasn't looking at his character for sure, and then the flame guard. I wasn't expecting that at all. You can tell how unexpected that was because the searing chains could have come immediately off, and you could have stopped some of the damage from the enemy team, especially the Clockwork. But instead, he just resigned himself to death, saying, "Okay, well, nothing else I can do then, I suppose." I understand why Clutch Gamer, especially in that case, is getting more views. Velo, careful, battery assaulted, and Velo has to get away with his cogs, but it's not going to be possible for him. He's trapped inside them, and the Darkseer will end up losing his life to the damage from Sheffer and Koala. Another kill for this Bristleback in the top lane, who's starting to snowball pretty well. Meanwhile, the guys at Geek Fam not having the same amount of luck with their carry. I mean, the Razor's doing okay, but like I said, no kills from his side. There's a high net worth on him, but not a high enough net worth to match the Bristleback. It's currently looking quite hard for Geek Fam, and this domination of the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane was clear from the start. Using that Clockwork to destroy the Ember completely in the beginning allowed him, or made him so that he couldn't get any last hits, forced him to get things like an Iron Talon, had to go into the possible jungle now, just to be able to, wow, really good for them, overwhelming odds, just to be able to recover a bit. So, Geek Fam is not doing too well, obviously. They didn't want to be in this position, but sometimes it happens, and we can't really do much about it. Bottom lane, it's not 5 boys being upheavaled and destroyed by Raji. Sion stole a lot of damage from him, but he didn't really get to use it much. In fact, the whole point of this is to just push that tower. The point is to go for the tower nowadays, and using guys in the extra static link damage from the Razor to try to take it. But of course, the cliff has been used. Fortification quite soon. There's the usage of the plasma field to try to clear these creeps. He's going to manage to do so, but now in comes the Clockwork with battery assault and cogs. The Razor, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive this. There's a duel available on the Legion Commander, but for now, Psionics stays strong. With its unstable current, it's a bit dangerous to go with the duel. No, he's going to be maxing plasma field. Okay, so this is like proper carried Razor. Plasma field makes you farm faster, so it's much smarter. Oh, and they go on to the Shadow Fiend. They have to stun his TP out. They're going to manage to do so with a Boulder Smash. Now the silence. The Shadow Fiend's a Fairy Fire, but will he survive? Certainly not. That is 320 gun gold going over to the Geek Fam team. Super happy with that kill. Teehee will just continue to farm and get a bit of space in this mid lane. It's actually not that bad, because his farm is not that bad considering that, you know, he was losing the game so viciously. In fact, by getting this kill on the Shadow Fiend, it puts him below both the Darkseer and the Razor, because the Darkseer's been managing to farm pretty well against Koala, because Koala has a really hard time dealing with those creeps without Quill Sprays. Obviously relies a lot on the Crystal Maiden aura to keep him Quill Spraying and Quill Spraying and Quill Spraying. And on the other hand, the Shadow Fiend is almost beaten by the Ember's farm, only 600 away, which is not that big a deal considering it's, again, a Shadow Fiend Ember with a Cogs on top of that, because the extra physical damage at the beginning destroyed the Ember completely because of his lack of armor. But right now, it's actually going pretty well for both teams. Oh, Sheffer being stunned out with a Boulder Smash, now the Magnetize and the damage from Teehee. Flame God plus Magnetize, how do you even get out of there? No. The 5 boy in the bottom lane harass slightly Messianics just to use light in the plasma field. It's a pretty low cooldown spell with a huge range, so you just spam as much as you can. Yabu in the bottom lane does not expect a gank on him because he has double damage, but they have the rock. Now the boulder smash as well. They don't need the yo-yo of death because this poor Shadow Fiend will be destroyed in good time. Net sacrificing a rock, but definitely worth it for that kill as they continue to crush any mid and try to get those two mids together. Psionics, though, is being attacked by the Clock, has to use the ultimate. We'll try to get away from this and we'll manage to do so, but not until the Frostbite comes in. The hookshot as well to add some bit of damage, and the poor Razor might be tanky, but he's not tanky enough to withstand all that punishment. In fact, actually, his HP is really good, 1022. Because 2.3 per level for an agility hero is pretty good, honestly. It's better than the Bristlebacks. I mention these statistics all the time, but it's 2.2 for Bristleback, 2.3 for Razor. So, yeah. So, Razor actually gets more than Bristleback. That's a dead air spirit. That was nothing. They caught him with a Frostbite. He was trying to be cheeky, and they failed as a result. Alright. But this is really good for a Razor, honestly. It makes him quite tanky in the early game. However, the spells from especially a Body Cell Clockwork will still kill a Razor because he relies on his movement speed to get away, and the cogs really bar that from happening. Because of course the cogs don't bar any or don't stop any blinks or any TPs or anything of the sort. The Battery Salt does, but the cogs do stop a Razor from literally moving anywhere, and that's his best tactic, to just move away from enemies and kite them fully. That's the whole point of the hero. Good thing is he went for Midas, so he's going to start recovering a lot of gold. And this is a standard build from Razor nowadays. He has a lot of versatility in terms of his build, so it's good to reserve some points. Oh, in the mid lane, they actually get a kill where Yabu kills off a Utihi with a dead Wrecking of Souls. And oh, there's a Yo-Yo of Death. Catches out the Clockwork only with the Geometric Grip, but the Shadow Word is helping the Earth Spirit quite a lot. However, the Clockwork will eventually get the kill. As a result, though, they will also lose his own life. And with that, Geek Fem quite content with the trade, I would say. Getting a Shadow Fiend for an Ember Spirit, but the Shadow Fiend dies first, and getting a Clock for Earth Spirit. But again, even though the Earth Spirit dies first in that situation, more luck at solo kill. Actually, no, that second trade is actually more in favor of RQ because of the net worth difference. But overall, still Geek Fam, slight superiority. The only thing I have to worry about, honestly, is Koala's farm, and his potential solo request is going to come out now. That plus obviously the presence of the Dark Lord aura makes the Quill Spades hurt very much so, and so does the War Cry. Or the Warpath, sorry. So the question is, how will Geek Fam deal with this? Honestly, Razor's agility gain is not that great, so his armor is quite lacking. He relies on taking the physical damage away from his enemies, but not the spell damage. Oh no. Koala has been silenced, there's the Flame Guard, the wall's even been committed, the Searing Chains are available. They root him with a vacuum to ensure that they can hit him from in front, but Koala is starting to hit pretty hard. The hookshot comes in from Sheffer. They know they can defend this. This guy is way too tanky. Luckily, though, Velo has a mechanism to ensure that they go back to full health, or at least half health, before the next engagement. And with this, the Geek Fam team will be taking our RRQ in this Roshan pet, maybe? No, this is definitely Raji's attempt to attack Yabu. Yeah, they more or less knows he has an Iron Shield. There's this ward here. He hasn't been seen by this ward over here just yet, because he hasn't shown himself. So if they catch him, they could be an easy kill. Then on the top lane, they forced a rotation of two supports, the Crystal May and the Clockwork. That's not bad to keep him with the Bristleback, honestly. It ensures that Koala at least stays with some, be able to secure his farm for the solo crest, and then he can start ganking. I guess that's the idea. He's already seen how hard it is to gank Koala, but of course, if they do try to get him with, say, a Razor, for example, in a static link, you're actually in a really bad position. Oh no, Psionic's gonna find Yabu. This is a much better kill, much easier. He's so fast, there's no way you can run away from him. The Searing Chains also to put him against the ground. And Yabu will be losing his life in this engagement. Now in comes the Legion Commander, wants to go onto net. There's duel available. The Razor is not going to turn around because they know this is a bad engagement. Yeah, actually, I disagree. With 105 damage, you could have done a lot to the Legion. A lot of damage to the Legion. In fact, now they're going to still fight against Sheffer, who comes in with a hookshot. Activates the cogs. Psionics is going to be hurt by a lot, but he's still surviving. Now the help from Raji even uses the Magnet as they purge it off the Clockwork. They've already killed Aso in the backlines just because of Ember Spirit's damage, though. Tihi dies, and Raji has to go to the Roshan. It's trying to Rolling Boulder away. It was not a denial attempt. It was a Rolling Boulder attempt. So yeah, I think Ember Spirit sacrificed himself there and tried to kill the Crystal Maiden, and as a result died himself to save the Razor. I think that's worth it. I could not see that kill because I was looking at the other kills happening. But, yeah. It's unfortunate. In SCA, this always happens. Like, they have so many kills with every minute that missing kills is almost a guaranteed factor. Yabiu, just a simple rolling boulder, and look at that, it didn't even require a special rock. He only had one remnant, which is why he just went with a small rolling boulder. Yabiu is going to go down regardless thanks to the Iron Shell damage. That's another kill on the enemy Shadow Fiend. Not putting him below the Ember because he's suffering a lot too, but hey, he's not doing too hot either. I mean, the kills have not been with Tiki lately, but Earth Spirit has been getting a lot of farm, allowing him to almost surpass Tiki in terms of farm. And so has the Darkseer, who has beaten the Razor, has beaten the Legion Commander, and is going to get an early mechanism and Guardian Greaves. In fact, I think the Guardian Greaves are already coming on the courier. That's impressive. That is very impressive. 60 minutes in, Guardian Greaves, that's some gold per minute for SCA again. You have to consider that SCA gold per minute is the lowest of any region because of how much they fight, because of the constant trash fights between them. There's really not much else you can do about this kind of region. You have to adapt your stats to the region, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Now, Velo, not a good job here, just, you know, doing a bit of a creep skip in case they want to push the lane, but oh, the hook shot coming in from Sheffer has no blame. Velo's still taking a lot of damage. There's the help from the Guardian Greaves, starting to dispel that's made Biscodezo, but in comes the Frostbite, and Velo regrets using the Guardian Greaves so early. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, they're going on to Legion Commander, who has a duel, but is not going to be able to use it because Psionics and Tiki are ganging up on this woman and destroying her life for what it's got. With that, Legion Commander goes down a bit in net worth, so does that Darkseer. In exchange of Razor, it takes his spot as the top in his team. +4 max goose stacks, interesting. Really? Really? I mean, it's pretty good. Over the 225 health, sure, but it's more of a... Against someone like Psionics is not particularly the best thing. However, in opposition, against someone like... their Ember Spirit is pretty fucking, it's pretty really powerful because he has low armor too, so it's even better. And their Spirit does not rely on too much on movement speed, but his remnants can't be too slow. If he's trying to run away, he doesn't have remnant already put. So that's it. Koala finds that in the bottom lane. Velo wants to help him. He has a surge, so net is probably not dead. There's the first stack of Fiscus Nasal Goo onto Velo. Second stack, he's trying to surge himself away. Koala is diving this pretty hard. He has a Solar Crest, so you have to be really careful. Net's about to die. That dude is the Guardian Greaves. Now the Vacuum, they pull him away, and they have no way, absolutely no way of catching Koala, but the Razor's going to try anyway. The Static Link with a Force Stuff as well to ensure that he can get close to Koala. And all he wants are these hits from behind so he can take away the armor, but yeah, he doesn't want to commit to this. He could have forced himself in front of Koala, used the damage to kill him, honestly, but with a Solo Crest kind of hard, and the Eye of the Storm doesn't really deal that much damage. It's more of a minus armor tactic. So Searing Chains will ensure that the Clock stays invisible but rooted for a bit. However, he doesn't have a hook shot right now, so he's fine. I actually think he went in for the hook shot to get the rune, and won't be able to get much kills here. I mean, actually, Velo has no escape mechanism, but it's not that super annoying surge. In fact, they catch him by the assault, they're trying to catch him with the cogs, and Velo's like, what just happened? Has to vacuum everyone away, while Replica, and said they put him in the cogs. That's not what he wanted. Has to Guardian Greaves himself too, but for now, Velo is surviving, and in comes Psionic with a second bout of damage, and this time he's able to get in front of this poor Bristleback. Now the Rolling Boulder, they're committed onto this Koala, and they're gonna start hitting him from in front. He's lost so much damage, he barely hits to anyone, and they're just surrounding him, knowing that they've attacked by all sides. Someone is bound to attack from in front. Now, Jeffrey's gonna manage to TP away in time. They had a Boulder Smash, but Raji didn't want to waste it, or didn't think he could get in time. That said, Psionics almost destroys that poor Clockwork just with auto attacks. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they're actually threatening this, and Velo has to go bottom to defend it. That's a tier 1 for a tier 2 trade, pretty much. I didn't even notice this, but RRQ has been pushing pretty heavily here in this bottom lane after those constant ganks against the Bristleback. Oh, and in goes Raji with a Rolling Boulder, catches the Crystal Maid, and maybe not the best option. There's the duel onto the poor Earth Spirit and Thai Boy. The Thai Boy will be getting a kill. The Thai Boy. The Thai Boy will be getting an easy kill against the Earth Spirit simply with a duel. That's 24 duel damage to his name. The Freezing Field was committed there though, so they know they can fight. Tihi goes in, Searing Chains, the hookshot from behind, catches out the poor Psionics, but he can just walk himself away, honestly, because the cogs have a special hole just for him. However, Velo's already dead. He will follow through in the same footsteps, and Psionics will die maybe if he wants to fight this, honestly, because RRQ could be really, really dangerous right now. They have a complete control of the team fights, mainly because Bristleback peaks right now. So does the Legion Commander, and even the Clockwork. Those hook shots have been amazing, stopping Psionics almost every single time from initiating. And again, the Razors are a good pick, yes, but against the Clockwork, that lack of mobility, or that loss of mobility the Clockwork provides to your team is brutal if you're just a simple Razor or someone of the sort. You know, Razor, Lina, those heroes really screw themselves over against the Clockwork. 5 stacks. Woo! That's minus 9. No, that 5 stacks not minus 19. How much is 5 stacks? Wow, 5 stacks is minus 10 armor. Wow, that's 11. Sorry, 11 armor with You get up to 8 stacks. How much is 8 stacks? 17.6 minus armor. Of course, you get 8 stacks of this because they go 1-1 then. Yeah. I think this game actually in Ags is a good idea. Honestly, I think in Ags is a really good idea. I'm surprised that he's not getting in Ags. Well, I mean, he went for solo quest and everything, but in Ags it's fantastic. You are usually going to be in the middle of team fights. Everyone likes to surround you. You like to use this combination on almost every single target, and you lose a single targeted thing that hurts Razor, so or hurts you from Razor. So the unstable current damage that he's probably going to get now level 15 is not going to be that effective on you, which is exactly what you're looking for. Now in this bottom lane, Shrine taken by Raji quickly. And oh, he's going to go for the extra cast range. Okay, wow. That's not usually the pick I go for, honestly. I do very much like the unstable current damage. But of course it depends on what you think and how powerful you think that unstable current is. It's not really maxed yet, so hey, he's going old school Razor. Alright, Raji rolling boulder. He manages to get himself away, and RRQ won't get that kill, but in the top lane they will get a kill onto Tiki with an easy duel. So RRQ is starting to dominate ever so more. In fact, this is looking really bad for the guys at Geek Fam. They're starting to go on Raji, but the solo crest really helps him out. There's a vacuum ball replica trying to get a little bit of damage from this shadow feed, and now Ace will be the first target to die. Abiyu rolling boulder onto him, has to use the Regum of Souls, but the Smolder Smash stops him. They take away his Aegis, and the Golem is just there to block the path of the enemy team. Raji's trying to get around that wall. As to why, I do not know. I think he forgot it wasn't his wall. It was his wall, sorry. And the Darkseer is going to TP away here. No battery assault to stop him. And Geek Fam will lose 1 in the top lane in exchange for a Crystal May in the bottom lane. Definitely not worth it for Geek Fam. But hey, it could have been much worse. This team fight forced a lot of rotations, and even though you used the rock, you didn't lose anyone. And you also took an Aegis on top of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, Shadow Blade for the Psionics will be his next item. It's actually a common item on Razor because of the Silver Edge upgrade. It's pretty good, especially against Bristleback. In fact, last time I played Razor against Bristleback, it was the exact same issue. You static link him, it's really annoying, but then boom, the Razor damage or the Silver Edge makes it so that the static link all starts dealing actually a considerable amount of damage. In fact, you go for that and then MKB just to deal with the Sorrow Crest because you have to get that damage out. You can go just full carry Razor, and it works fine because you have Ember Spirit anyway. Ooh, that was only 21 damage. That's not enough damage to steal and be considerable. Or be member. Oh no, Darkseer got caught by a duel. Koala's going in with this Nasal Goo, and now the Quill Sprays destroying this poor Darkseer, taking the tower, the tier 2 in the middle lane. RRQ will proceed to go for more as they don't have an Aegis, but they do have a newly made BKB for Yapiu that he's willing to try out. The damage from Tihi is not considerable, has no Veil of Discord, so he has even less impact right now when defending towers. Psionics, careful. Ooh, was that his own 4-step? No, they 4-step him. The Clock 4-stepped him to break the static link. Really smart. And there's a rolling boulder. Plus the boulder smash catches on too. Now the Yo-Yo of Death. Yabiudo uses the BKB. Regum of Souls. And it doesn't deal enough damage to kill anyone. It only slows them down. Psionics is trying to deal damage to kill off Sheffer. And in fact, he runs in, kills off Sheffer. But this Bristleback is still lasting for a very long time. And he wants to murder Tihi. They have a lot of Quill Spray stacks on them. In fact, the Koala just went in again. They could be in trouble. But RQ will decide to retreat for now as it's the right choice to do. Oh no, never mind, they're gonna go in. In fact, it's Geek Fam committing suicide because Raji is trying to kill off the Bristleback alone and he couldn't do it. He just gets destroyed. Koala is now going on to Tiki. He has remnants left. No, he does not, so he could have actually killed him. He could have actually killed him. They keep doing all these weird plays where they don't seem to take into account cooldowns or anything of the sort. Because the Rock was on cooldown that whole engagement and RQ didn't play too aggressively, but at the same time, the Ember Spirit himself was quite slow. Could be quite slow with this because there's Ogu and he had no remnants. So you actually had a lot of possibilities to be able to just kill off TV. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, he has a run. He has a run. I was gonna say. Yeah, he's fine. I mean, they could try and kill him, but obviously without TP, without some sort of stuff. Sheffer could go on with a hook shot, batter yourself, and duel. That could have actually worked, maybe. But Careful in the top lane because there comes the help from Tiki to try to kill Koala and Yabiyu. Not gonna find anyone. And Geek for now is trying to go for items that will acquire them more kills, hence the Shadow Blade on the Legion Commander. That's a pretty good idea. And the Sergeant Josh and the Bristleback on the most typical builds after going for these kind of items, Solar Crest and Vanguard, but they do work out really well. And look, the Shadow Blade got him a kill onto the Earth Spirit. That's a quite easy kill. The Fireboy is taking advantage of the Shadow Blade with the duel, and that's 66 duel damage to his name. Not bad. And now taking a tower in the top lane, taking advantage of that presence of the Dark Lord. And oh no, actually, doesn't affect towers. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Don't know why I thought that. But they'll still be taking a tier 2 easily. And with this RQ can proceed into a tier 3 if they choose to, or alternatively wait for the Roshan and go for something better. Oh, Sheffer comes in with a hook shot. Koala also helping him out with Tihi. Still has the remnant. He's going to be able to make it out alive. However, that would have been a really good kill. They were really close to getting him. A couple hits from just the hook shot and barrier assault, and so just a couple hits from the bristleback after the hook shot barrier assault, and you would have been able to kill him. But of course, at this point, I think you need a duel. And the sad thing is that he wants to go for Lincolns, but of course, the Lincolns will make him really vulnerable to the hook shot regardless, and they'll be able to cancel that with or his damage, or what's it called? His remnant, his Lincoln, sorry, by using a spell, but right after the hookshot happens, right? So the hookshot happens, and then you use a spell, and then boom. Alright, the Fireboy is playing pretty aggressively here. He has a haste rune, so haste rune doesn't seem to care too much. Oh, did they hear the press the attack? He's just jumping in. There's the hookshot available. No, in just 10 seconds. He still has a duel. Battery assault. Calls to catch him out. The frostbite needed. They catch the poor Ember Spirit before he can use his remnant. But oh, god damn it, the damage from the freezing field is too strong. And they kill him off because he couldn't activate his Flame Guard in time, or he didn't activate his Flame Guard in time. And with that, Geek I mean, I guess it's better than actually letting the Legion get a duel, so I understand that point. In fact, I think that's why he did it. Plus 50 attack speed for the Bristleback, which is a good idea this game because you are winning by so much. After all, you want to win it now. That's the whole point of winning the game, not to try to wait till later. It's a good idea, honestly. Let's see. TP from the Darkseer, and they go onto the tower, start hitting it pretty hard, both Yabiyu and Koala. The Sentry, just to deward a bit. There's help from the Razor, Plasma Field, but really, what can you do against the push from the Koala right now? He's just unbeatable. He even has a Hood of Defiance just to prevent your Plasma Field damage. Though I do again agree that they should probably go for, they're going for tier 3, now going for shrines, and then going for the second shrine. Once you destroy the second shrine, you go for the Roshan, and you respond in 2 minutes 24 seconds, so it's not that long. It gives you damage to, gives you time, sorry, to farm a couple more items, and then probably go for the Roshan afterwards. Yeah, because you have much better Roshan taking the enemy team, so you should take that to your advantage, of course. That said, for Geek Fam, interesting thing to be mentioned here. The Razor pick seems to not have much effectivity, but honestly, I would argue that he's probably the only one that's having any effect in this poor Geek Fam team. And the Ember Spirit is the one that's been crushed completely. Poor T hasn't been able to do anything. And of course, the Clockwork catches him every single team fight with hookshot and cogs and puts him in a bad position, but that's the issue of your team, that they can't fight without you, not your issue. And okay, they won't expect a smoke gang coming directly from there. That's a pretty good idea, actually. I think there's, no, they don't have double Shadow Blade. Ideally, you catch out the Warlock or the Earth Spirit. Oh, okay, so they know someone's here. The Fireboy is patiently just using his Shadow Blade. He can still catch out Raji or Psionics. Gonna go directly to Raji. Hook shot into Psionics, closing him down. He can't use Static Link. Has to force himself away. The winner for the Legion Commander. And in they go, trying to catch out this Razor. They have the Dust on. The Crystal Nova. The body block from this Legion Commander. Now the Frostbite. And Razor is left for dead. Did not even use Static Link because he didn't want to, you know, I don't know, delay his death, I guess, because he knew it was going to happen anyway. This shrine would be ideal for the taking before they can go for a Roshan, but for now it doesn't seem like they're too keen on it. Honestly, you really want to take the enemy's TP point next to Roshan, if possible. At Ember, making it alive again. No Lincolns, by the way, and he's still doing it, so the lack of tools on the Legion is really helping him out. takes down the shrine just with his own bare hands, using the warpath and obviously that cool spray to amplify the damage he deals. That's a pretty well taken shrine, so they didn't do it before the Roshan came back, and that's actually quite important because you take away some of the offensive potential against these TPs, and of course the shrine itself, because I don't think it was active when he destroyed it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't active when he destroyed it. I wasn't even paying attention, but yeah, that wouldn't. It's just the small factors, mainly the TPs, and being able to get vision in that area is much more valuable when you have a shrine around it, right? Right now you have only this sword, which gives you vision in a pretty good area, but this sword is much more powerful. However, this sword would not detect this smoke gank from the enemy team. Can RQ fight this? They're up against the Darkseer in the middle of the Roshan pit. It might be hard, but RQ do have the advantage here. The rock comes down, and they start taking damage away from the Bristleback, but they force him away, and really smart play by Yabiyu, and uses the BKB to take the upheaval off his hands. That's nice. The wall replica has already been committed, so all they have to do right now is try to delay as much as possible. They already killed the golem, and got an extra 150 gold for this Bristleback. Yeah, it does seem like all they have to do is delay. They've already wasted all their ultimates, so Geek was a bit too hasty about this, and now it's RQ's turn to fight. They're waiting in, and they go with a duel. They actually catch up to the Port Ember Spear. They take away all his armor. Legion's not going to kill him in time. But yes, with the help from Yabiyu, it's going to be possible. Raji is going to follow in the same footsteps, dying himself. And Psionics and Net. Ooh, wait, actually. Net's going to be able to TP away. Just a very cheeky TP there. However, the rest of RQ are able to now take down the Roshan pretty easily with a Solar Crest, might I add. And obviously those nasal glue stacks. I mean, this Roshan falls so easily going down. Do you think they're going to get to 5 nasal glue stacks? Yeah, just barely, just barely. Ages for Yabiyu because he's not immortal, whereas Bristleback is. Bristleback himself has decided to go for the Aghanim Scepter, like I suggested earlier. It's a pretty good Aghanim Scepter because it also allows you to stack Warpath stacks without there being targets nearby, so that's always a useful thing. It allows you to run away double as fast. Especially, let's not forget the Viscous Nasal Glue. For many people forget, but Viscous Nasal Glue actually has a lower cooldown than the Quill Spray. So to get Warpath stacks is much better to use the Viscous Nasal Glue than the Quill Spray, if you can. It costs less mana and it's less cooldown, so yeah, with the axe you can just do that. Let's see if he actually starts doing that just to walk around. What's the max stacks? 9. Wow, that's ridiculous. Yeah, you can definitely get that with Viscous Nasal Glue. Can he? Oh, he's not using it. All enemies with range, well, I'm surprised, but he's not using it just to farm a bit faster. Just want to see the effect, man. This is an easy kill on T. Yep, they catch him out with the press attack even used, and the 5-blow will get another dual damage, 120 damage now to his name, 33 minutes in. It's starting to become much more considerable, and his impact in the game has been already pretty great because he's been taking out the Earth Spirit almost every single team fight, but now it's starting to become even better because they're starting to take out the Ember Spirit, which is the whole goal of this RQ incursion, and probably the whole goal of Legion Commander picked. Oh, there's a hook shot, and that hook shot, not impactful. Not impactful. Oh, and they go with the Valkyrie replica. They can actually catch out too. They help out Yabiyu, but this Bristleback is pretty tanky. Now he finally gets his Bristleback back as Psionics keeps hitting him, but he is really hard to kill. He keeps piling up those nasal glue stacks, which now don't purge him anymore, so it's really hard to actually murder Koala because the Razor keeps getting slowed down by him. And usually this is the issue with the Ags, that they actually completely counters the Razor. Or the issue, if you're playing Razor against Bristleback with the new Ags, the new Ags really counters him, and so you don't want to be in that situation, of course. Five boys still interested in going in though. They have a sentry there, so it's not like they're surprised by this. Psionics sees him. There's a second sentry here. There's a third sentry here. There's so many sentries. Jesus Christ. But this high ground defense is really hard to pull against the Bristleback, which is a nice amount of regen. And the Arcane Aura to make sure that they don't lose much mana while they do this. The Aegis from the Razor as well. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't seem that easy. In fact, all they want to do is Koala jump in using that Vanguard on this. Oh, they pulled him away with Boulder Smash. There's the upheaval again, and maybe they want to get something here. The duel comes out onto the Razor. This is exactly what they wanted. Razor's done, and the rock comes a bit too late. Destroyed in seconds. Raji comes in with a Magnetize, but in the end, he ends up being blown up himself with the Razor. Now starting to hit back, but he's been rooted thanks to Asol's attack. They forced 2 buybacks already. The Bristleback wants to fight, but he's been broken here, and now silenced. He has to make it out alive. Psionics will follow him a bit too far, and the Hurricane Pike still available. They go on to Asol. They want to help their support before that. Raji is about to die against Asol's damage, but the Shivas will just catch him out. The Fireboy joins against Raji and forces the kill onto himself. Now Koala going on to Psionics. He has a lot of Azel Goose stacks and now also Quill Spray stacks. He's gonna die to Bristol Black's damage, and Koala decides it's time to go for more. I found Teehee and found Velo. Let's attack him, but for now, Koala unable to kill anyone. Instead, just decided to get some more pass stacks for the Brax, maybe not. Actually, available in combat. The duel. He has a lot of minus armor onto him. Without the Solar Crest, even the Legion Commander will be able to win this duel. 156 damage to them, though. That ensures the Legion Commander does go down because of Teehee's 3 remnants, and then they go with the Shivas. Velo catching up both. They actually go in front of Koala, and they kill off Yabiyu himself. Without an Aegis, they lost it right before that team fight ended, and with that, RRQ will force 2 diebacks, in fact, and take 2 racks as a result, but force a team wipe from the enemy team, or create a team wipe for the enemy team, which will make them quite successful in this endeavor. Sad time for the guys at Geek Fam, or sorry, for the guys at RRQ. I mean, Geek Fam did lose 2 diebacks, but I think at that point it's worth it, or 2 buybacks, and they forced 2 buybacks, but they forced 2 diebacks, but they used 2 buybacks. It's worth it. Anyway, Darkseer himself also bought back, so at least he didn't die. They forced 3 buybacks, I guess, 2 diebacks. Or 2. Whatever. It's a confusing phrase. That's it. They're gonna take the tower now. I mean, RQ doesn't really need to buy back or do anything. A minus 40-second respawn time would have been nice onto this special back there. Maybe 30 health reach is what I'm looking for. Actually managed to kill Teehee. Wow. Just with the 2 supports. I didn't even notice that. I thought Teehee was gonna last for much longer. They have a Velo. Next target of aggression. They have a duel. Legion Commander comes from behind. Gonna definitely find him with a duel. Yo, Bowling Dagger in 5 seconds though. Boulder Smash catches him out. They don't actually see him, and the Fireboy is committed to this. There's a second surge. I don't think he heard it. Might just find Raji instead. I mean, he doesn't care. He's fine anything. He decides to go into farming the jungle instead. Raji sees him though. And then they go with the duel. Actually catching out a Darkseer with the BKUs. Boulder Smash to save him. Nope, because he actually goes through walls. Razor helping them out. The 5-0 still gets the kill with the overwhelming odds. And they want to now get the kill onto the 5-0. Was that duel worth it? Maybe it was, because I think they just force-tapped him? Oh, okay, it was a Crystal Main. Maybe it was, because the thing they just force-tapped him, he's gonna survive. Okay, that was the Crystal Main. I was like, what? Dude just force-tapped him. I thought it was the Razor for a second, then realized he had Hurricane Pipes, so that made no sense. Oh, the hook shot. Catch out the Warlock. They want to kill him off quickly. Sheffer, making sure he doesn't die thanks to the press the attack, and also the extra damage that it gives you, obviously. He force-taps himself into the low ground, and then Koala continues to push down this. Look at those nasal blue stacks go. Now, they're gonna start, or pile on, I guess. They're gonna start to burst this tower down bottom. 6 more fast stacks make him really powerful, and all he has to do is keep spamming his spells. I don't know why he hasn't used Viscous Nasal Glue as much as he should. He has an Arcane Aura. He really should take advantage of that. He's never gonna run out of mana. He remembers something. Oh, and they go the duel. They catch the Razor again. The Rock though comes at the right time this time. Sheffer with the hook shot in the cogs. They manage to get a duel 1 for the Razor, but at the same time he dies down at the same time. And with a hook shot now finding Raji and Net, they kill off the 2 supports of the enemy team. Only thing left alive is the Ember Spirit, and he has to somehow survive this. But Teehee, I don't know if you can deal with all the RRQ is bringing to the table. The Warlock is forced to buy back as well. The Frostbite catches out the poor Teehee, and Psionics calls the GG, saying no more RRQ. You take this first game, and the Indonesian stack will take the first game of this best of 2. It's 1-0 by their team. So let's see what happens in the next game of the day between Geek Fam and RRQ. We'll be back shortly with game number 2. If you enjoyed the cast, feel free to follow me at DSwordfish on Twitter, and if you didn't, feel free to tell me why in the chat below. So we'll come back very soon with game number 2, and I hope you enjoy game number 1. And if you also want to watch these videos again, they're all on YouTube at my personal YouTube channel, which you can find at my Twitter. That said, I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy some tunes while we wait.